All right, here we go. Wrestling rants and reviews. Trying to bring this back from our old days with Dre 41. I'm Frost. I give my real name, but why bother? Today we're going to talk about how WWE is what it is and how get some ideas. Now these are thoughts; these aren't facts. You can't fact check opinions. Me and Dre have
I
known each
could. I
other.
could fact check opinions. I'll put it out there.
Oh, okay. Well, point being is that we've been watching wrestling since we were little kids running around, and we had different times when we grew up. It was great because you had superstars, you had prime time on Monday nights. You stay up late, you hide from your parents. We're going to bed, school, but you stay up until 10 to watch it. And they had, and even then they had a lot of talking, but it was a lot of chopped up what happened during the week. Occasional matches from Maple Leaf Gardens. It was fun. And then we ended up getting Raw and then SmackDown. But we were happy no matter what shit they fed us. And I say shit as in bad content. We were content, were we not?
All right, so I'm just gonna put it out there that I started watching wrestling in the early mid '90s.
Uh,
So my whole
uh,
thing was the new generation era. So it was what was it? Livewire,
ugh,
Superstars,
yeah.
WCW Worldwide, Raw.
Velocity.
There wasn't no SmackDown at the time. Nitro. You would catch ECW on the MSG network here and
11
there,
o'clock at
maybe at
night,
3 o'clock in the
right?
morning. No,
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I used to get 11 or 1, yeah.
No, it used to come on late. I stumbled on it when I was a kid. But yeah,
So
I've
did
been
I.
watching wrestling for way too long.
Yeah, but when you watched it back when you were a little kid running around eating your Hershey bar, going "Mama, yeah," or whatever, you were always content because it was good. And then as you got older, it was good. And then we had the Monday Night Wars.
Well,
Then
no,
it got
hold on. Before,
what?
okay, let's first off, it was more themed towards children, so it wasn't so much that it was that you were content. It was produced for you. So it had these zany characters, these stupid gimmicks. As you get older, you start saying, "Man, the the product didn't grow with me," and that's how the attitude era. But yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, my point being that you were happy with the matches, and as you got older, okay. So when you eat a Hershey bar for the first time as a kid, you love it. It tastes good. It doesn't change as you get older. You either get tired of eating it, or it doesn't taste good because I don't know, they changed something about it. Now, my point of you were content was as you got older and you were in junior high and high school, it was still really good. End of stories. That's when it really started picking up, and it started doing more of what it does today as far as character wise. My thing is what I'm saying, and I want your opinion, is that ever since there's no competition, and let's face it, AEW is not competition because they're not actually competing against them in a time slot, so there's no reason to work hard apparently. Um, I'm talking about the product has changed in the sense where, do you remember how what they used to say before a match, every match?
What do you mean?
Before every match, you remember what they would say? Kind of like boxing, right?
No. What do you mean? What would they
This
say
match,
before
the,
every
the next
match?
match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time
Oh, you
limit
mean the
or a
announcer?
10
Come on now.
minute.
You just that
No,
was
no, no.
so
But it's the
open
point.
ended.
No. But it's the point that the matches they to tell you. But and then they stopped doing that. But it was still 10 to 15 minutes. Like it was sometimes even like 7, 6, 7, 8 minutes because they would either screw the person over and just make it to where it wasn't a real match so that they could kind of drag out the storyline. That's my point. To me, my feeling, the difference today is that they AEW comes in and Tony Khan was saying it. And everybody was up in arms. I don't know if you remember this, uh, but like, remember when? Do you remember when they first were talking about AEW and how long the matches and the whole format and how it was going to be? Do you remember all that specifically?
What that wins and losses are going to count?
Yeah, and that matches were going to be 8 to 12 minutes, and they were like, "Wait, including
I don't
entrances?"
remember that being said. I don't remember that exact
Well, they
thing
they
being said.
Well, I know my
I feel like
source.
you're making that up, but
No. Because I used to listen to a lot of corny drive through and all that, and they would talk about it, and that's all he does is like comment on it and take what they say and what they do and give ideas and blah blah blah. He said that. I mean, they were. I mean, and I did remember people. There was videos out there. People were saying how they were all wrestlers were only going to get so much time for a match. And they're like, yeah, but what about entrances? That the entrances takes out of that. Then they got to shorten the match, and people were in an uproar about it, and it was an issue.
were they?
Yeah, that fans were
I
like
don't know.
fans were kind of in an up. Not talking like 2020 uproar of things that happened in our lives. I'm talking like for the wrestling world, a lot of the talk was they're going to shorten matches. That doesn't make sense. What is this going to be, like an arcade game? Is it just going to be fast and not like how do you give a guy 12 minutes and his entrance could be 2 to 3 minutes? And then he's losing time. And then plus the time it takes to get to the next one after the commercial and blah blah blah. My point is this was like when AEW debuted and now they set the standard to where matches, the average match is 20 to 30 minutes.
That's
Now,
not true.
dude, Monday Night Raw it is. WrestlePalooza,
I don't know about that.
WrestlePalooza
WrestlePalooza
matches.
only had 5 matches.
Yeah, and I'll get to that, but my point is that it's the matches even on Raw. Like we know in-ring segments, opening segments go 12 to 15, sometimes 20 minutes, depending on how much is involved and if they do two different segments into one or whatever, based off of who's coming out, yada yada. But the matches, dude, the matches literally are 20 minutes to a half hour. And if you watched Unreal, I only watched half of the first episode, and I almost had an aneurysm because, and I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch Unreal?
No.
Well, you can watch the first episode, dude. I'm telling you, please self-induce yourself with an aneurysm. Just watch the first episode. You're gonna be so fucking annoyed. And even Cornette said it. Cornette said that he's playing people while he's playing people. He goes, it's brilliant, and he loves it. I don't know, but me, it's like when I watched it, they showed Rhea Ripley, and she was talking, saying how she wrestled uh, uh, Liv Morgan so many times that she doesn't really know what to do, and this is the big opening for Netflix. It's got to be a great match. And then Triple H was like, well, this match, and he actually says it on camera, this match warrants 30 minutes. But if you guys have wrestled so many times, why does it have to be 30 minutes? You know what I mean?
Well, because every they have a certain amount of time. So I mean, every segment has to be timed. I mean, come on now, you know this.
No, I know, but 30 minutes, dude. You could do two matches in 30 minutes. You could do a quick.
But it's not like these are like opening contests. These are two main eventers, two multiple time women champions, tag team champions, so on and so forth. So that time is definitely needed. And not only that, I feel like the reason why they would even book somebody in a 20 or 30-minute match is because they can keep the audience attention. If you couldn't keep the audience attention, or if you're a snore fest, they wouldn't even trust you with 30 minutes. They would give you 10 minutes. They would
Okay,
give you 7 minutes with entrance.
okay. Now I got your ire. Think about this. We all know pro wrestling, aka sports entertainment, is not real. People get hurt. They do have to slam around. They have to have good cardio. Aspects are real, but as far as fighting, it's not real. UFC fights don't go 30 minutes. They have breaks in between. Boxing matches have breaks in between, but they're actually punching each other. So we have to suspend the belief that Jey Uso knows how to do a super kick, which he doesn't. Uh, and we have to suspend the belief that people are running back and forth against the ropes, Irish whipping.
I
And
mean, yes, you
no, no,
have to
no, 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 no,
suspend
no, no, no. Let me
disbelief. I
finish.
mean,
Let me finish my rant.
it's
Let me,
entertainment.
but let me finish my rant. But here's the thing. Think about it. I'm wrestling you. We're wrestling. We're wrestling. We've wrestled 7 times in the last 5 months. 7, 8 times. Don't you think by now one of us is going to know how to beat the other one quicker? And then if you have a long match, we're going to know each other's moves. We're just going to go with it. And then as we're wrestling longer, we get tired more. We get winded more. So the moves don't really look as good as they would if the match was 10 minutes, where we're still fresh and have energy. And it, you literally, like the punching is like they're not even touching. It's like the Dork Order all over again when they were hitting people and they weren't actually hitting them and Dustin lost his mind. That's what if you really watch the matches, you'll see that it's like, and people are so tired that when a guy goes for her Conrana over the top rope, like on the top from the top rope, the person doesn't jump right away. He goes, then they go, and it's like what? Because the matches are so long and they're so drawn out that you lose. You tend to drift off like because like you've seen it all already. That's another thing. If you're going to wrestle 7 times, 20 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes each time, the same two
Who says
people,
they do that though?
dude,
Like,
you
where are
have
you
to
getting
time
this
it.
from?
I time it, dude. When I watch when I watch the
Yeah, no, you don't. You
I
are a
look at it, I check it.
liar. You do not time it.
I look at the bar
No,
on the
you
bottom
don't,
when the match
sir.
starts. When the match
You are a
starts,
liar.
when the match starts at 9:22, and it doesn't end until 9:46 or 9:44. That's a long time, and that's even when they go to commercial breaks, which is like they're selling things, and then just like on YouTube, how you can pay to like $5 to avoid seeing commercials and interrupting your viewing or listening pleasure. They have they have internal where they sell stuff internally, and you still have to sit there. And that's what they do. So it's basically they're all the time they take for commercials, all the time they take for to sell things. Then they sell things while they're on the show, and then the recaps. The recaps are like WrestlePalooza, 4 hours, dude, of recap with different people. 4 hours. And then when WrestlePalooza happened, before every match, they recapped again. Are we dumb? Are we that dim of a human race that we don't know if we're watching wrestling why they got where they're at and how they got where they're at? Like, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're getting paid more having you sit there. Like you remember going to live events and you got to sit and wait for commercial break. Everything the screen goes dark and people just kind of talk or whatever, and then suddenly out of nowhere something will pop up and it'll be either either the person coming into the ring for an entrance or whatever. But with like for instance WrestlePalooza, I paid for commercial free because you can't get the bundle where just ESPN or just like all of them are commercial free. They actually charge you more, and it's like you could get it, but then like get all three as a bundle, but then you have to pay more for commercial free. So it's like what, dude? It was 5 minutes. I checked each time, 4 to 5 minutes of dead air, and it says WWE WrestlePalooza will return in a moment, and it had like music playing, like elevator music. It's like so I'm paying for no commercials, but I'm seeing this, like, and then the fast forward rewind feature isn't like on Netflix where you could kind of see what's going on and then stop. Like, oh, good, the match is over. I don't care. Get to the next one. This, you hit it and you can't tell, so you're constantly clicking. It's the worst app. This is possibly the worst idea with ESPN because now they're even promoting things even more commercials, more like the commercials during the PLEs, aka PPVs, are actually longer than regular TV ones were. Because regular TVs were like 3 minutes, 180 seconds. It was like literally that or 2 3 minutes. Now these are 5 minute commercials, and they're still selling things brought to you by so and so, and then the
Well,
wrestlers.
for the people who are going to complain about having to watch it on ESPN as opposed to, doing the smart thing, get a Surfshark VPN, thumbs up,
You're still
and
gonna have to sit commercials.
migrating to Canada so you can use Netflix and watch these shows. You don't have to worry about paying all that extra money, nor having to sit there and watch through those long commercials. Just
Wait,
putting it out there, but go ahead.
wait. How are you going to avoid commercials? It's still part of the stream. You're seeing the
I
same
know it's
stream, but
still
you're getting
part
it
of the
for free.
stream, but it shows something different. You're using the ESPN app. I'm just saying, like internationally, they're not gonna have this. Like they could still show um, the the action in the ring, but just no commentary. They do that, so there you go.
Well, no, this
All you got to do, guys, VPN, Surfshark. Stephanie McMahon said it herself. Go
well,
on Netflix.
no,
Don't buy ESPN.
that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking
But that's
about.
what you're complaining about.
No. The commercial breaks are longer, but dude, the commercial breaks don't happen during the match. They happen in between matches. What are you watching in between matches on the VPN?
Once again, international. In America, they're
Huh?
showing you something different. They will
No,
still show the
I,
matches
I
without commentary. Do you
no,
want
the
me to
match
tell you
is
my answer?
over. No, the match is over,
Okay, when
dude.
the matches is over, sometimes it's just
Dead
what
air.
is it, like a sweeping
Dead
view
air. Dead
um
air. Dead
of
air.
the
Dead air. Dead
arena,
air. Dead air. Yeah,
or
dead air. When you
so
don't hear
what? The
anything, it's
match
called
is
dead air.
over.
But no,
How you
but
gonna
that's
complain about something that no
okay.
action's going on?
Well, you growing up in the '90s, me growing up in the early '80s, dude. When they didn't have commercials. First of all, they didn't have commercials during paid live events because you're paying for it. So they don't need what is it, like TV is different, kind of like how cable TV is technically supposed to be free and you're only supposed to be paying for the box. They found a way to make you pay for it plus get paid by advertisers. That was the original plan for cable TV. That's why cable TV finally failed. Streaming services did the exact same thing. You're paying for a service so you don't see commercials, but now they grubby as fuck. They want more money. So now you see commercials. Like Netflix, I watched Raw on Thursday morning. No commercials. If you watch it 2, 3 days later, there's no commercials. If you watch it the next day, there's some commercials. Not as much, but some. It's like the later you watch it, then you get no commercials, and it just streams straight through. Now, here's the funny thing. I pay for ESPN. Not ESPN, but I watch, what is it, Disney and, Hulu. So, to me, like no commercials. I don't want to be bothered. I want to get over with it quick, And I don't have that, so I had to pay that extra $8. That's fine. I'm okay with it. But I think it's stupid. But I'm okay with it. It's only $8. But I watched the event the day after, dude. It was recorded. Oh, and you know what the worst part is? Well, the worst part too about the app is that they actually kind of tell you it has highlights on the bottom, and then it has you can play it and if you catch on, you see who already wins before, and it ruins it. So it's like I knew Cody Rhodes won before I even watched it. So it was like, why even bother watching a match? Like, I wanted to watch it because I was hoping Drew would kick his ass, but he didn't. So why watch it? Um, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Is like they have commercials. Paid live events never had commercials. They would say brought to you, and they'd have a little thing come on the screen. Brought to you by Snickers. Snickers satisfies. You know, and that's fine. Now they put commercials in our wrestling, and this is where we're talking about wrestling going bad. Just as like now that they're making all this money, me and you had a conversation earlier, and I was shocked to hear you say it. How they're handling talent, like what are
So
your
okay,
what's your feel on that?
the issue is that they oversign people. The rosters are too inflated, and even with I mean, it all depends, but Raw doesn't necessarily have a time limit. I would say, depending on storylines, it can go anywhere from 2.5 hours to 3 hours.
Yeah,
Um, I think that I
it's
would think
actually
that there would need to be more of an investment on essentially the more characters with shorter matches on Raw.
thank
I
you.
would
That's my
say
point.
now.
That's my
Now I'm
point.
not gonna say hold on. I'm gonna say more for storyline driven matches. They could still be 20 minutes or so, whatever the case is.
Eh,
But I want to say like matches where it's starting a rivalry, starting a storyline. Those don't need to be 30 minutes. Those can be interactions backstage. Those can be someone else having a match. So, at least someone else is getting able to wrestle and then one person interferes, whatever the case is. I feel like there just needs to be um, more of an investment. Now, WWE is not good at utilizing talent. They
uh,
more or less use the same people each and every week. I would say out of WWE and AEW definitely is way better at showcasing talent. Way better. Whether they put them in a faction, whether they put them on ROH, that show that they air on YouTube, regardless, it's them showing their talent and them getting some burn on TV or
that's what's
online,
good.
whatever
That's
the
what's
case
good with
is.
That's why tag
And
teams
hold on.
and factions are
And
good.
not only
Exactly.
that, they did, which I hate that they ended it, was AEW Dark. That was great because that right there, and they did what WCW never did, and they lied so much with the whole Goldberg 300 wins. Sure,
Oh
they
yeah.
actually padded people's win streak with them actually winning. Who would have thought? Just put them on Dark. Who would have thought?
And Tony
So they
Khan of
can,
all
and
did it.
then and then not only that, by the time they get on Dynamite, they already have 10, 15 wins. And
Yeah.
now it makes sense for them to go after the champion. Who would have thought?
But that's so you're feeding it. See, you're feeding into exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these matches, like on Raw and SmackDown, like okay, SmackDown's 2 hours, TV time allowing. Okay, so we should easily have 5, 6 matches on SmackDown, not 3 or 4, not not a lot of commercial with a lot of backstage talking. Like WrestleMania used to have backstage stuff, which was really cool, and we talked about this how they used to bump people because they ran out of time. But they did it right. That's what made it interesting and fun. The matches weren't too long. We would get the next match or the next match, or if you
But
go to get
hold
up to
on
get something
though.
to eat, you
See,
knew
that's a
10 minutes it
double-edged
was over.
sword. That's a double-edged sword because you also got to remember that back in that time that you're talking about, I'll use this as an example. The women's wrestling, they gave them 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and people were like, "Yo, like, what is this?"
Now,
So you could do it here and there. Like I said, for certain matches you can do it, but not all of them. We don't need 8 matches on a Raw. We don't.
oh no, 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 at least 5 at the least, at the least 5, at least.
I think they do that now.
No, sometimes they're 4, but okay, like you said, they're using the same people too much. Like they had Karrion Cross, he showed up every night, and then he even had that. And you saw how he had that interview and with Ariel, and he said Wani or whatever, and he said that he talked with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman said, "What if it keeps lasting? You gonna stay and stay?" And he said, "Yeah." Now that's a guy like they finally have Matt Cardona now in NXT, but which is like I'd say 2 years too late because he's not as hot as he was. He's still kind of a name, but come on, Karrion Cross is kicking his ass on the indie. But it's like you have Sami Zayn. You never gave him a world title. He's been there so long. I think it's time to let him go. Let him go to AEW and reinvent himself, or shave his
He's the
fucking beard.
United States champion. What are you talking
That's
about?
because they gave it to him out of nowhere. Why didn't Jacob Fatu
No,
get it
they
back?
didn't. What are you? What?
They buried Jacob Fatu by not getting his title back. Jacob Fatu was so big, he was rising so high. They're like, whoa, slow down, Trigger. Ooh. And they
I think
brought
they
him all like
realized
they brought him
that
no,
he doesn't need that title.
but that's my point. Is that he's so dominant that he got the title, and then Solo took it with his goons. Okay, now it's like okay that whole feud with Solo, that's kind of over now. So it's like wait, so he didn't get his belt back. So that's it. Why not fight with other people? It's like
But he does.
no, but
Okay,
he
so
is a one man wrecking crew. Remember when Braun Strowman came in and he was like flipping cars and trucks and destroying Brock Lesnar, and they kept it going and going and going and going and going and going and going until he got the
but
title and
one
he wasn't
thing
ready.
you're not looking at is Brock Lesnar was an established name already. Jacob Fatu was in MLB years before he came into WWE. When he first came in, he was a henchman. He didn't speak much. All he said was, "I love you, Solo."
I love
Then
you,
they let him
Solo.
talk. He can talk.
Yeah, you can.
He can perform a good promo. So they was like, "Yo," and I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm just if I was in the shoes of talent, booking talent, I'm sitting there saying, "Oh, okay, he's rising up the ranks. Let's throw the title on him." And then I'm just like, "Oh, the title on him. I don't think we need to put the title on him. Like he gets such a great reaction. He really doesn't need it to be honest.
Well,
So
but
you know who needs it more? Solo. So we're putting
no,
on Solo, even though Solo character is a little goofy, a little weird, kind
I
of different from how he
no, I
first
know,
started, but
I know.
whatever. It's evolution. And he had it, but then we got Sami Zayn. We got to do something with him. We just got him from Raw. We got to do something with him. We can't just have him floundering because he was just in the big story. We got to continue something with Sami. Let's put the United States title on him.
Well,
Do the United States Open Challenge. There you
you
go. Something for him to do.
but they're circling back around to the bloodline bullshit. It's coming back. It just is. It's just like
You know what? I don't mind the
I'm over it.
bloodline storylines as long as they eat.
Well, the fact that
That's my biggest thing.
Roman Reigns' biggest problem was that they were shoving him down our throats. We didn't want him. We did not like
I'm
it. He
sorry,
turned
who?
Roman Reigns. We were
You mean
tired of Roman
Akuma?
Reigns. Huh?
Akuma?
Oh God, whatever. Anyway,
You
Roman
don't know
Reigns,
who Akuma is?
Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, that's Roman
Yeah,
Reigns.
no, that's
Roman
why I
Reigns is
said. That's why I
playing
said, oh my
Akuma.
God, I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. I don't like Street Fighter.
All right, whatever.
AEW, WWE, potato. My point being is that he was good with Paul Heyman because he had a guy talking, and he stood there a lot of the time and just said very few things and was just a douche. But his wrestling style never changed. Roman Reigns pops in and out every 3-4 months because just like certain wrestlers, like they said AEW, the brothers, the Jacksons, the Young Bucks, if they have to wrestle week to week, it'll expose that all they could do is high fly, flip, this. They're not really that good
That's
on the mic.
not. First off, that's not
My
even
point.
true. You're just making
Okay,
that up.
okay, okay,
But go
okay,
ahead.
okay. That's opinion. That's opinion based. That's my point.
No,
Is that
that's you making it up,
no? That's my point. Is that their matches are always like the same. It's the same. You know
sir.
what you're getting.
Do you not
Let me.
realize that they wrestled week
I
after week?
know, but they go away a lot for long periods of time. In the last
They
5
just
years,
started. They just started doing that.
dude, years ago they did that. They would go
Get
away.
out of here.
They would do things where they just talked a lot, and it's like, look, that's why like when you have talent, the whole point of this conversation is that like the WWE has changed so much. They've turned it into like AEW. Like when Vince was there before the pandemic, they were good because you would have the matches weren't so long. You had a lot of matches. You had stuff, and sometimes he went overtime, over the time limit, but you got your money's worth. You got your time, your investment worth. Even if there wasn't too many good matches, you could find at least 2 good matches per show, at the least. Now you're lucky if you get one. And just like Penta came into WWE. I was excited for that. He does the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It's like watching Bret Hart when the 5 moves he does before he beats somebody over and
Come
over.
on.
And
See, and here we go with this.
no, it's no,
You
no,
don't
no,
think that they tell him, yo, just do this, do that, here's your. He does
no,
more.
no.
I've seen it.
I'm saying like on Monday Night Raw, he's been doing a lot. His brother Penta, Ray Phoenix. His brother Ray does different stuff, and I like him. He's more diverse than Penta. Penta has a better look, but Ray Phoenix
Here's the
has.
thing Penta has a better gimmick and more character, but Ray Phoenix wrestles like a fucking video game character.
But he's good, and it's never
I'm not saying he's bad.
it's never
I'm
in
just
the
saying
same
they're gonna
order.
put them together. They're gonna be the Lucha Brothers again.
Oh yeah, he'll be
It's gonna
coming.
happen.
He'll be coming to Raw soon. Yeah, that's what'll happen. But and that is good. They need to focus on the tag team division because they don't do anything with tag team division. And then you had people
They
like
do. What are you talking about?
no, I'm saying like on Raw they
Man,
don't.
you being
The
you're
Raw
closing one of your eyes from
on
seeing
Monday,
everything that's going on,
every
man,
show,
just to make up complaints.
every show, I feel every show should have at least 5-6 matches. Okay, you should have
It doesn't need that
you should
many.
have at least 1 tag match or 2 tag matches, or 1 women's match or 2 women's matches, and then 3 of the others. That's how I feel. I feel like the show should have like 3 matches, 3 single matches, and either 2 tags and a female. Like say 2 singles, 2 tags and a female, or 3 singles, a tag and a female. Like the women's tag titles. Like you have to watch SmackDown. SmackDown sucks, dude. SmackDown's like it hasn't been good for at least a couple months. So I'm not mad that I don't get to watch it except clips on YouTube. But when it comes to Raw, Raw was always the crazy over the top show. It's not even crazy over the top. It's more like SmackDown now, and they have their back thing segments, backstage segments, which are fine. They're all great and
All right,
dandy.
hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. So
What?
Raw typically has between 5 and 7 matches per episode.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It averages between 5 and 7.
5 and 7. Well
So
then,
where's your argument coming from? Then?
watching it on Netflix the next day or the day after. So wait,
You don't
so
see 5 to 7 matches?
no, this week there was, what was it? Oh shit, what was this week? It was oh my god, wait, I'm losing my brain. Okay, the New Day tag match, the 6-man tag match.
Mm-hmm.
JD McDonough versus Rusev.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? The one with Rhea Ripley, was it? Rhea Ripley
This
versus,
past Monday,
yeah, or
Ripley
no, it was
versus
Io.
Asuka.
Ripley versus Asuka, and then was it Io versus what's her face?
My goodness.
I don't know. I counted 4 or 5 matches, dude. Like
You know
that
what?
was it. That was it. How you saying 7? What matches were
Hold
there?
on.
What matches were
Hold
there?
on.
Hey,
I'm
don't
about to
yell
see.
at me. I
Because
like
now
this.
you sitting there nonsense.
Oh, you nonsense! And I watched it on
You,
Thursday.
see, what
Maybe.
you do is you would like to sit there and put out this propaganda as if they're not on point or something, and then you'll sit there and make a complaint on something, say like, "Oh, they need to have 5 to something matches," when they do, and you don't pay attention enough to even see that. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me see. What is 22nd? Yeah, the 22nd. We're gonna sit here, and I'm gonna pull this up because I'm gonna prove you wrong, which I'm used to doing. All right, so
5 matches. Boom, boom.
boom,
Suck it.
huh?
5 matches. Penta, the War Raiders versus Waller and the New Day. Roxanne
Bailey also
versus
wrestled.
Bailey versus Roxanne Perez.
Yep.
Rusev versus
Jay
JD.
Uso faced off against LA
LA
Knight.
Knight and Ripley versus Asuka. That's it.
So
5 matches.
one, two,
2,
three,
3,
four,
4, 5.
five,
Where's
five
7?
matches
Where's 7? I don't see 7.
in between 5 and 7 matches.
No,
And
but
that's not even counting segments, backstage segments, in ring segments. It started with um
yes. So you're talking. You're
Cody
talking
and
two.
Seth.
So you're talking.
Like, come on, man.
So
Like,
you're
you sitting
talking
there complaining about this, and
5
they're
match.
doing what you're saying they should do.
5 matches in almost 3 hours time. How many? How long is the average match then?
I don't
Commercials being
know.
3 minutes. How much average matches?
Hold on.
They're over 20, 25, 30 minutes. That's my point. Is that like they had segments,
All
but
right.
3 hours, 3 hours
5 matches. Hold
in
on.
three
So
hours.
5 matches, and they showcased almost 20 wrestlers.
But there's 5.
Almost 20.
But there's 5 matches
So
with.
what?
There's 5.
What
Okay,
did
when
you
you
just
wrestle
say?
the same, when
What?
you have the
Hold
same
on.
people.
What did you just say? You said, I said the average 5 to 7. You said how many matches you said they should have?
Yeah, but there was only. This is the talking when we're coming to tag teams. When we're
See,
coming to tag team,
see.
they only had the one tag team match. The tag team
So
division
what? It was a six
because
man.
because the tag team division on SmackDown is way better than Raw by
Oh, here
miles.
we go. Moving the goalpost. Love to
No,
hear
by
it.
miles. No, they got
Go
tag
ahead.
teams. They put all the good tag teams on SmackDown, and they
That's not true,
actually
but go ahead.
and the titles on SmackDown look nicer. And oh come on, please,
Oh my
you're
goodness.
telling me. So you're
You're
telling me
changing the subject.
how am I changing the subject?
You literally would just
We
go
were
on
on
a
tag team.
whole 20-minute thing
Yeah,
about
and then
how
we went
many
to the tag
matches.
teams.
And then when I proved that you were wrong, you changed. Oh, the titles look better on SmackDown. What does that have anything to do about the amount of matches? Nothing. Stop changing focus. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mail you some focus pills. All right, I'm gonna send you some Adderall. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be able to stay on the topic that you have. Like, sir, come on now, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't change the subject like that. Because you know you're wrong, so you change the subject. But it's fine. Do
I
what
didn't change the subject. This
you literally just did.
go. I'm glad you're gonna go back and listen to this later because I talked how the tag teams need to be shown more, and you go, "What you mean?" And there was one tag team match, and it was a 6-man tag match.
The
It's a
War
6-man tag match.
Raiders.
It's a 6-man. Yeah,
Okay.
The injury raiders. The I get hurt all the time. Ow, my sand in my
That's
vagina
not even true.
raiders.
That's not even
Dude,
true.
they have never been able to go on a solid good run with the tag titles and be dominant like they were on the Indies or in NXT. Come on, the whole
You
career
never
in there.
even seen them on the end. Oh, you son of a! You are such a yo. You are so full of shit.
What?
How you gonna sit there and say like they were on the Indies, like you seen any of their
It
matches on the
no,
Indies?
but that's my point. My
Get
point is
out. See this,
that's my
people.
point.
This
The
is what this man does.
War Machine on the Indies was so big. That's why they signed them. And even
They
you
were
said
never
it.
called War
Do
Machine, but
you? I thought you said it was War Machine.
War
Where were they?
Raiders.
War Raiders on the Indies.
Yes.
Oh well,
You got to
whatever.
remember, on the Indies they were War Raiders. Vince McMahon was like, "What's their gimmick? Vikings, Viking Experience." Then they changed it to Viking Raiders. Then Vince got kicked out, and they was like, "War Raiders makes so much more sense because that's what Vikings did. They performed war raids." So, but go ahead, do you think?
Well, it's called Vikinging, but whatever.
No, it's not.
When Vikings used to go out and raid places, it was literally called Vikinging. That was actually what it's called. They're going
Okay, whatever you
Vikinging,
say.
not going war raiding. All right.
All right, go ahead.
No, seriously, you need to look up. You need to look up. I was shocked that, and they weren't as dirty as people say they are, and they didn't wear fucking horns. That was for theater and Broadway. They didn't have horns on their hats. That was all bullshit. And they were clean, and they had nice swag and clean clothes and clean
Nice
hair.
swag. Okay, good enough.
That they were into jewelry. They were into jewelry and clothing. I don't know. Dude, they were big on trading. They taught people. They taught countries how to trade and barter and shit like that. Well, but they weren't killing them. You're thinking about like pre Vikings, like the fucking real savage ones. That's different. But anyway, these guys aren't savage. But you said it when they came to WWE. You said they're not going to use them properly. They're going to ruin them. You said they're just going to bury them, and they're just not going to.
No, I
And
never said that. I never said that.
you said they're not going to know how to use them. Just like the one guy. Who's the
Vince
big guy?
doesn't know how to.
Who's that big guy? Well, Vince, same thing. Um, who's that big guy? Oh, Keith Lee. You said, oh, they're not going to use Keith Lee right. Sure enough, they didn't use him right. And there was a couple other
Vince.
people. Vince, they, them. It's the same pronoun.
It no,
It
no, no,
always
no.
came down to
First
what
off,
Vince wanted. Vince was the final say.
it's a pyramid. It's coming down from one person.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah.
All right. The difference was if Vince McMahon was out before Keith
Yeah.
Lee left, Triple H would have knew exactly what to do with him because he would have continued doing what he was doing with him in NXT.
I don't know. He brought Karrion Kross back and didn't do shit with him. I mean, and what's wrong with having female managers? AEW does it just fine. WWE forget how to do
What
it.
are you talking about? What's wrong with them having female managers?
Well, no. They feel for some reason there's no good female managers. Like they were even talking about putting Zelina Vega back with her husband, or not with her husband, with Andrade, and that would have been great.
Well, the initial time was because he didn't speak English, so.
Well, in the beginning, yeah, but I'm talking about like when he came back and he was all excited, and it's like a year later and he's gone. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude.
Honestly, I don't think it's WWE with him because he's just the type of guy to just burn bridges. To be honest,
Oh, really?
like
Oh.
I don't see him as a guy who I don't know what his problem is. It just seems like he's not happy. Like, and maybe that's his issue. He's just not happy. Like, maybe he sees himself as a world champion, but dog, you got to be able to speak English, my guy.
I
If you
thought he,
can't speak English
I thought he
properly, I
could.
mean he can, but it's still it needs work.
Okay,
Alberto Del Rio
so you get
speak
it.
English.
You get a manager to talk for him. I mean,
No, you don't always need you don't always need the manager. You don't always need the manager. Like you don't.
well, it's
Like
funny. It's funny. Before we did this, I was watching. Damn, what the hell is his name? I keep forgetting his name. The guy who does the WSI, Romero. Oh, damn it, I forget his name. But anyway, he said that he was talking about how the whole Undertaker podcast, how suddenly he sold it to WWE to make more money, so I guess he didn't have to deal with a lot of it, and he was kind of getting tired of it, but then now he does it, and his wife's on it, just like his wife's on LFG that nobody watches, and People were putting in the comments how the show was better when his friend was in it, co-hosting, and not his wife always interjecting. And then they tried to make it look like Michelle McCool was so much better than like Layla, and Layla was just like in the alum section for a woman who was like a pioneer of wrestling. When, dude, like Layla looked better, she moved better in the ring, and she was actually she had a better personality than Michelle McRibs. I mean, remember we used to talk about that? And yet she got it. She gets married to the Undertaker, does all this and this, leaves wrestling, and then now she comes back and she takes Mickey James' spot in LFG and all this and this. It just feels like WWE is like we talked originally last week about how they're doing things just to make money and they're not really trying to entertain the fans. And my gripe, a quick recap for everything we talked about, is that one, tag teams, we need more tag team stuff. Like even when Vince had a bunch of tag teams back in the 90s, he did drop the ball. He had like 8 tag teams that he could have had so many matches and he didn't. And the longer matches you have, the more people are going to get injured because they're in the ring longer. And the simple thing like when Liv pushed Rhea into the wall, that caused an injury that made her that she had to drop the title and she was out for months from that injury from a backstage segment because she's in there wrestling too much. She's tired. She's beaten up. That's why matches, I feel, when they said this next match is for a 10-minute time limit, because you save the long matches for like you said, pay-per-view, because they're the end-all be-all. It's the end. It's the final match, and that's it. And then they're going to move on and segue into something else. But when you're doing 20, 25, 30-minute matches with 2-3 commercial breaks, regardless whether you watch it or not, dude, that's too fucking long. Like, we need more. You could easily have 3 to 4 matches an hour. In 1 hour. And 2 hours you can have, but you want backstage segments. So I say 3 matches an hour. So that's 3, 6, almost 9 matches guaranteed. People 10 to 15 minutes. Some matches, like look at Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. That's the perfect example. Their matches, even at SummerSlam and even in Saudi, didn't even go 15 minutes. But they told the story, right? And then they don't re-sign him. Like, what the shit? And then Triple H goes, "Oh, I didn't know anything about this." Blah 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 blah. He goes, he was all pissed off and this and that. And it's like, I started to think because I'm seeing these videos of Triple H talking to people, and like a guy goes, "I got 5 H's for you. Tell me where you rank them from 1 to 5. Hot dogs, hash browns, halibut, this and this." And Triple H is kind of a douchebag. It really is. He's kind of a condescending dick. I know he's trying to be funny, but he's kind of a dick. And even the guy doing it was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, he didn't expect him to be just this, like, well, you need to eat healthier and do this and this. Like, he's just asking you this for fun. And he's just being kind of a prick. So, and then Triple H even said it, well, we don't know this and this. If you don't like the story, just take the ride. And it was great when he first took over. But now it just feels like everything's dragged out, doesn't it? Do you notice a difference
I'm
from when
not
he
going to
first
say
took over?
that.
What differences do you feel that you notice?
So, first off, it was all the McMahonisms are kind of just disappeared instantly. The local medical facility gone, hospital, sports entertainment gone, wrestling,
Belts.
pro
Belts.
wrestling, belts. They could say the word belts. They could say title, they could say championship. I think it's more free. And also, Michael Cole got way better at commentary um, when Vince left. I
Oh,
mean, it's
quick. Oh, quick.
overall
Joe
the
Tessitore.
micromanage.
Oh,
What?
real quick opinion. Joe Tessitore, because you brought up Michael Cole. Who's better, him or Corey Graves? Who out of the 3? Corey
What?
Graves,
Okay,
Joe
reset.
Tess, Joe Tessitore, Corey Graves, and Wade Barrett. Which one from one being the better to third? Your order.
Corey Graves,
Bingo.
um, Wade Barrett,
Thank
and
you.
Tessitore. That's how you say his
Thank
last name.
you. Thank you. Tessitore doesn't know wrestling. He's always
But
reading.
okay,
It's
but
so
once again, okay, but you
He
also
called
got to take into
baseball.
consideration. Hold
Oh,
on. But you also got to take into
they put
consideration
his ass
that
on
if
Raw.
he, oh my God, you
Sorry.
also got to take into consideration that he's new to this. So he's not gonna be as great as a Michael Cole is now or
Dude,
Corey
Tony
Graves.
Schiavone's a fucking
Wade
legend. He
Barrett
was out of
is
the
not
business for
necessarily
years, and he came back like he never
okay,
missed a
but hold
step.
on. Wade Barrett's not even that good, to be honest. I mean, he said he has moments of greatness, but he's solid. He's
He's
a
solid.
solid commentator.
Yes, yes. Definitely
Um,
co-host.
shoot, I'll say this. Dio, what was his name? Dio Madden. He was pretty good.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like the guy they got from the UFC was good.
Renee was pretty good.
Well, I was just talking about. I was talking more about like the people of today, who's there today.
Okay,
Like to me,
all right.
Tessatori, his excitement isn't good. Oh, Pat McAfee's even before Tessatori. Like he's just not good, and they're trying to make him the next Michael Cole. And like, bro,
But okay, but everybody's
he's
different.
but
Like,
he's
what are
so
you gonna say?
annoying.
Go in there and sound like Michael Cole?
No,
Go
put
in there
him.
and sound like Jerry King Lawler?
No,
Everybody's
no,
different.
no.
Some
I
are
know.
better than others. Some are better than others. But at the end of the day, he does a solid job. It's not like he's garbage like
Uh,
that one dude. Who was that one guy that they hired?
the
This was
Irish
like
guy.
in the HD era. He
The
was garbage.
the,
Um,
the Irish guy. The Irish guy was horrible. He was terrible. Even
so
NXT, the
who?
people are good. The guy on NXT is good. He should
No,
be on
I'm
the main
talking about the
roster.
dude that they had on Raw. He was on Raw and SmackDown, and he was horrible. Um, he
Oh,
was during the HD era.
oh, I remember, but I can't. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I remember
He was
who.
saying people's names wrong. He was just
Dude,
horrendous.
the guy they got from the UFC was really good, and they just didn't re-sign him. He literally sounded like Joe Rogan. It felt like Joe Rogan was there calling the plays, and how Joe Rogan calls UFC. That's what it sounded like, and it got you like, yeah, it had that something behind it. Or Joe Tessitore, hey, he's going for
Marlo,
this.
what's his name?
No,
Marlo
Rollo.
Ronaldo or something?
Oh, that guy. Oh, that guy's dog shit. Oh, God, I hate that guy.
No, he wasn't. He was fucking
Oh,
good.
oh my God. Oh, come on. He couldn't even handle Corey Graves.
You
He
are
cried.
get the fuck.
He
You
cried.
bugging. You are bugging. You
I hated.
tripping. He was nice.
Do you remember Malo? You remember? You don't remember that episode when Corey Graves, Beth Phoenix, because Beth Phoenix wanted to be a commentator, and Malo and Ronaldo were on NXT, and Corey Graves live on TV said, "Why don't you give other
Morrow.
people yeah? Why don't you give
Yeah,
people? There's other
Morrow
commentators.
Ronaldo.
Why don't you give other people on here a chance to talk?" And then he hit him on, and then people make comments about it, and he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "He doesn't let people talk." And Beth Phoenix was, he goes, "There's other uh, qualified people on here who know how to do the job." And Beth Phoenix did a good job calling commentary. She was good, and he
Beth
would talk.
Phoenix. When the hell did she call commentary?
She was on NXT calling commentary with Corey Graves and Malo, Rollo
Oh yeah, that
Malo,
was a while. That was for a quick second
and
though.
he cried. He cried, and he quit. He literally quit.
No, he
Be-
did. He first off, he didn't quit when he was on NXT. It was an issue that happened on Raw or something like that.
no, but Corey Graves made a comment. That's where it started because
Oh my
he
god.
wouldn't let them talk.
Regardless, he
But
was. I when he initially came into WWE, they put him in NXT. I almost considered him like the second coming of JR because of
no,
just
no,
the
there's no
passion that
J.
he had in
There's
his voice. Hold
no.
on, the passion he had in his voice. He could actually call the moves. Even Michael Cole at this time, he's been in WWE since forever, still get the name of moves wrong.
Yeah, and Corey Graves gets him right. Corey should be the man. I mean, he's a great heel commentator. He's a good face. If he's fun, because you got to have the one solid guy and the one fun guy. I think if they put Corey and Pat together, that would be something. I mean, that would be hilarious. But you can't say Jim Ross. You can't compare anybody to Jim Ross. That's like
I
Gorilla
said could have been the
Monsoon.
second coming.
No, because there's not going to be another
How
Gorilla
how
Monsoon.
no? When the
Because Jim
reason
Ross.
why the reason why we became such fans of Jim Ross heard it. You heard it, and then that right there for me, it was just like, oh, okay, I like that. Okay, you're doing your thing. That I could respect that, as opposed to, and I'm not taking a dig on him, but Corey Graves is so one trick pony. It's like a heel commentator.
Well,
We've seen that before many times.
yeah, but he's a heel commentator, but he's good in the sense where uh,
I'm not
he
saying he's bad, but he's a one-trick pony. We've seen
Nah.
this before.
Yeah, but he could call moves too. Jerry Lawler never did that. Jerry
Oh no,
Lawler
he
was a good
could. He
heel.
could definitely call moves, yeah.
Jerry Lawler was a
But
great
he's a
heel.
one-trick pony.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler was a great heel commentator, but he couldn't call moves for shit. Nobody could. He's kind of like as
No,
if
he
Jim
couldn't.
Ross.
He couldn't call moves. No,
No, he was just
couldn't.
for comedy relief. Yeah, and but to wrap this up though, like as far as AEW and WWE, like when we talked, I asked you which one did you like, and you started saying things like AEW is kind of worn you out, and WWE, it's like you're not even watching. Like you didn't watch that match with John Cena. How it was like we couldn't have the heel John Cena. That's who we should have had. The heel John Cena that talked crap and that freestyled on people. Like we couldn't have that. Oh no, we had to have one. And then when John Cena started getting good and started talking crap and calling out things like other wrestling companies, other wrestlers in there, and how like, hey, Castanoli being held down by Punk and all this and that, fans really started backing Cena. Then he had one match, and then what happens? What happens? Suddenly he just randomly does a total pivot, and Triple H said we don't pivot because he likes to plan out stories for years to come, which you can't do because you have to do it like 2 3 months 4 months in case there's an injury. You have to be able to pivot if there's an injury, but there's no injuries and they just pivoted. Now John Cena got the floor wiped with because you can't bury Lesnar. He's back and Cena's leaving, and so they turned Cena face. Why? Why turn him face? He's gonna still be around wrestling.
Because the
No, no, no.
Rock
He no. Let me
storyline
finish. He's
didn't
still
go
no. He no,
nowhere.
no, 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 no. But that doesn't matter. John Cena was by himself one of the best heels in wrestling, talking shit, cheating, doing this and this. Okay, great. Now John Cena said he's still going to be around the WWE. He's just not going to be in the ring. He's retiring in ring, but he's still going to work for the company. He'll still make appearances. I'm sure he'll still have matches or be involved in the next few years, maybe once every 3 years or some shit. But Brock Lesnar's there now. They just paid him a butt ton of money to stay or to re-sign him, so you can't bury him. But wouldn't have made this tour even better if we had heel shit talking John Cena versus Brock Lesnar of today? We never even had heel Cena versus Brock Lesnar in his prime. Cena was always the top babyface guy, the this when he took on Lesnar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still.
Wouldn't that have been an amazing main
Hmm.
event? Dude, their match was the first match. Cena's retirement match is the first match.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
it's
like
only 5 matches. What else you gonna do?
you put him as at least the third match. Like, dude, and then it wasn't even back and forth. It was a total wipe my ass with your face match. And Lesnar, dude, Lesnar's fucking monstrous. I don't know how much steroids he's taking because he's big as hell. He got no legs, but he big as hell. He looks like Humpty Dumpty. He's like rough. He had muscles.
Who, Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, dude, you didn't see him? He's
I mean,
fucking wide. He's
no,
fucking
it's
huge.
steroids.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He looks like Humpty Dumpty, skinny legs, and gonna fall over. But my point is, like, what is your feelings to wrap this up? Your feelings between AEW and WWE, like what you don't like and what you think would make, like, I don't know, what would actually get them back on track.
All right, so to simplify it, WWE, I feel like they need to make it less corporate. All this sponsorship nonsense that they're just throwing in our face, whatever. Okay, WWE, what they need to do in ring product, say, be able to equal out the time to where you don't have a bunch of people who are frustrated with not getting time in the ring. That's what I would say for them to do. Invest in their future talent, which they are doing. I seen it on SmackDown. They had homeboy from NXT. I forgot his name, the young OG. They had him on there. Um, what AEW needs to do, I would have to say, is they're going to have to really dig in and build themselves up as the second wrestling company. Before they were just by default, but I feel like they can potentially lose that to TNA, um, just by proxy of TNA working with WWE. Um, I feel like they're going to eventually have to build up an actual superstar. They don't have that yet. They're kind of getting there with MJF because he's in movies, but they have to do more. Like They got a John Moxley, but he's a wrestler. He's not an actor. He's not a movie star. He's not a superstar. He's a wrestler. They got
He's
Kenny
definitely not an
Omega.
actor.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
They need to develop superstars, but they have to have that talent there who wants to be superstars. That tagline, "We're the best wrestler," is cool, but they need to be superstars. They need to be people who people want to pay to see, because for them to run small arenas, for them to be the second biggest company is ridiculous. They need to develop superstars. That's my thing.
So shorter matches, more backstage segments to show their personality, and because my feeling is shorter matches, backstage stuff like Judgment Day. It's a group that was going to be cool, and then Edge left it because he felt they were going in a stupid direction with it, and then it's still around. It's the longest running faction that they've had in the last 10 years. And the best part about it is the backstage segments. Finn Balor's hilarious. JD McDonough gets screwed wrestling Rusev because of Dominic and this thing. So you see what's happening, and they're dragging it out. Even when they had chicken nuggets, the chicken nugs, and all this and this with Roxanne, that was a great plan. She's a good wrestler. Her voice is annoying, but they put her. She has the look of a wrestler, and they put her in a group to help give her so much exposure, and that's why groups are a good thing, factions are a good thing, tag team matches are a good thing, managers are a good thing. Classy Freddie Blassie, Bobby Heenan, Slick, Jim Cornette, Paul Heyman, everybody. It's just it's something that helps people get over. And I feel like shorter matches, more segments, more wrestlers get to be seen. I mean, because they're paying, and we both know this, they're paying a lot of wrestlers to be at the arena just in case. How about you actually use them instead of just in case, and then have a to where you get a problem that you have to bump people because things are going so good. That's how I feel things would get better. AEW, same thing. Stop with these long fucking matches. It's not real. It's entertainment. It's fun. Let them stay
Oh my
healthy.
goodness.
No, no, no,
All
no,
right.
no, no, no. Let them stay healthy. Okay, after 20 minutes, I'm not believing that somebody's still taking punches to the face with no gloves and no referee blocking and getting hit by a chair and this, and they're living. Dude, they killed the DDT. Now they killed the super kick. It's overused. What the fuck, dude? Come on. So if they're in the ring more, quick segments, this and this, run outs, blah blah blah, that's great. More matches, quicker. To me, I feel like I could probably stand AEW more because, like you said, people can't get vested in the characters because they're not there that long. They're there for a while, but you have to literally follow every show. But then things change, and it's like they need to focus more on their personalities and make them into superstars, to where people will be interested. WWE is doing what AEW is doing, but they're just vomiting commercials left and right. We know all this stuff. They're vomiting. Stop with the over. They complained Tony Khan didn't have reviews about how the feud got there. Honestly, that was the best part because they got right to the bat. They got right to the match. They got right to the business, and that was great. And they did a lot in there, but WWE needs to slow their roll with the whole reviews. We get it. If we're not fans of WWE, we're not gonna watch it. No matter what you do, showing us abundance of reviews, nobody's just watching the pay-per-view and saying, "Oh, how'd this get here?" People are following it. And if not, they got a thing called a cell phone computer where they could, "Hey, Siri, show me this. Hey, Alexa, show me that." Guess what? Boom, it's there. We don't need to waste time watching a pay-per-view for shows and wrestlers we want to see not show up because you're showing us an overabundance of reviews. To me, I feel that might make things more interesting to watch. I don't know. AEW, I think Tony Khan needs to actually have what Vince had and then make the final say. I think he needs more voices in his ear because just like how you create wrestlers, you're good at it, you can focus. It's like I develop ADHD. I start creating one guy and he turns into six. And then it drives me nuts, so I couldn't do it. I stopped. I have no my creative. I just vomit ideas. You're able to stay on task, and that's what Tony Khan needs. He needs a crew of legendary wrestlers as the bookers with writers, and then see what he wants, off of what they say as well, not just what comes from his head. Because you got to remember, he's thinking, Travis Hunter. Wait, who? What? Oh, I have AEW. Oh crap. You know, he's got too much on his plate. Vince didn't. But anyway, thank you for listening. I thank you for joining. I'm glad we could do this. Hopefully, we could keep doing this. I like debating about stuff like this, talking about
Okay.
different things that are going on. So appreciate your time. Uh, Thank you anybody for
Mhm.
listening. I'm not exactly Mr. Personality when it comes. I could talk a talk, but like closing up, my best closing is this is Frost. That's Dre, and we thank you for listening. Hope to see you next time. Bye.